So Trinidad and Tobago, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. So as we start our program, viewers, today I heard a clip from Marvin Gonzalez, being the new Minister of National Security, and I was shocked. I was shocked to know Marvin Gonzalez could actually come out and say something like this. Trinidad and Tobago, I want you all to take your time and I want you all to listen what Marvin Gonzalez have to say about former superintendent of police for Trinidad and Tobago, now a UNC member, Roger Alexander. Listen to this. Let me tell you something. I never expected a minister to criticize like these. Now we know it now is the election time and is all sorts of things coming out in the public domain. But I want you all to keep in mind, when Marvin Gonzalez was the Minister of Public Utility, Marvin Gonzalez told you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, that you may have to cut down on taking your family out to dinner. I want you all to remember that, right? Now, they moved Marvin from Ministry of Public Utilities to the Minister of National Security. Now listen to this.
A former colleague of yours found himself on a platform, political platform, and had words to say about travelers, saying that you are operating in the 1800s. I find that to be very, very dishonoring. Very dishonoring. The same organization that put food on your table and give you an opportunity to serve your country. Less than 1 or 2 days after you decide to resign from the organization to pursue your political agenda, you are saying this about that organization. And this morning, I am telling you, right here in San Rafael, did not deserve the badge that you bestowed on him. And he had no right to rise to the rank of senior superintendent if that is his conduct just 24 or 48 hours after he left the organization. And when he said that the organization is performing in the 1800s, then perhaps what I know of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and your capacity in the fight against crime, perhaps you saw it. That's the reason why you did not expose him to some of your technology and your resources, because perhaps he had posed a risk to national security even when he served as a senior superintendent.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, former senior superintendent of Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, Roger Alexander, retired from being a police officer, resigned, and went on to be a candidate in the UNC. Now, Roger Alexander have been in Trinidad and Tobago Police Service for quite a number of years. Whether he's a good person or whether he's a bad person is not up to me to judge him. It's not up to me to judge him. But he served as a police officer, from entering to becoming a superintendent. Now he has resigned from Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and went on to be now a member of the UNC that is going up for a position to be a minister. Now, Roger Alexander decided to resign. That is his opinion, not the opinion of Marvin Gonzalez. Roger Alexander decided to be a member of the UNC to go up as a candidate. Again, that is his decision, not Marvin Gonzalez. Now, we in Trinidad and Tobago have seen police officers in washed out uniform. We have seen officers driving TTPS, police vehicle, degrading to society. And yet, not one of those vehicles have been charged for not being roadworthy. Now we have Marvin Gonzalez telling Roger Alexander, after all this time being in the police force, that he does not deserve that badge. So I want to ask Marvin, when he was a lawyer, if he had court matters, and what were he representing? This is the same Marvin Gonzalez who was the Minister of Public Utilities, WASA for instance, could not get water throughout Trinidad and Tobago. This is the same Marvin Gonzalez who's responsible also for Tiantic, that Trinidad and Tobago could not see lights right through Trinidad and Tobago. This is the same Marvin Gonzalez who stood up on a platform and told the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago that your father or mother will not be able to take you out as often as 4 or 5 times, but they will have to cut it down 1 time for the month. So I want to ask Marvin Gonzalez, between Marvin Gonzalez and Roger Alexander, who was serving Trinidad and Tobago better? Because today we are hearing the police bulletproof vest has expired. Today we are seeing officers walking the streets with washed out uniform. Today we have officers complaining about their shoes. Today we have officers complaining about the vehicles. Today we have officers complaining about they ain't get their back pay yet. So I want to ask Marvin Gonzalez, what was he doing when Roger Alexander was serving Trinidad and Tobago? Keep in mind, Roger was there for a number of years serving Trinidad and Tobago. What was Marvin Gonzalez doing? Roger Alexander was risking his life coming out to protect citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. What was Marvin Gonzalez doing? Marvin Gonzalez telling you, your father can't take you out 5 times for the month, but he will have to take you out 1 and 2 times. And this is what I don't like. Marvin Gonzalez could not produce water 24 hours a day for Trinidad and Tobago, but telling Roger Alexander that he did not deserve the badge. So while Roger Alexander was going on raid, hunting criminal, ducking bullet, what was Marvin Gonzalez doing? Could Marvin Gonzalez go out in a raid and duck bullet? Well, then being the Minister of National Security, you serve no purpose. You serve no purpose. So I want to ask you something, Marvin. So just because Roger Alexander became a UNC candidate, you have to tell Roger that he doesn't deserve the badge? Where were you when Roger was a junior in the police service? Where were you doing? What were you doing? When Roger decided to go for a police officer to make Trinidad and Tobago better, to run down criminal, Marvin, what were you doing? What were you doing? You could not perform in your portfolio to give Trinidad and Tobago 24-hour water supply, But you've reached on a platform now. Because you are the Minister of National Security, you want to condemn an officer who risked almost all his life in the police service, who dodging bullet to protect people like Oliaso, to protect your family, to protect your friends, to protect your children, to protect your neighbors, to protect your neighborhood. And that's what you say about Roger? Let me tell you something. Trinidad and Tobago is a sad thing how the tongue is twisting your mouth. It's a sad thing how the tongue is twisting your mouth. Now Marvin have everything to say about the Ministry of National Security. It's sad, eh? When Roger was superintendent, it was all well and good. Everything was fine. Cheese and bread. Everything was fine. Now Roger, as a member of the UNC, he doesn't deserve the badge. So Marvin, I'm going to tell you something. You see this video, that what you said there? If you become, or if PNM become the next political party after the 28th, I will keep reminding you of what you said. And let's see if Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is going to change, or you're going to do the same thing that your former Rastaman colleague did when he was there. Tell the people that it's not your job to make them feel safe. I want to see if you will do the same thing. Trust me, I'll be right here if your party wins. And I will keep reminding you. I ain't gonna forget you. You know why? You came out and tell the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago that your farm, before you see about water, before you see about generating a pond, before you see about making sure the dam properly well functioning, before you see about people getting water throughout the community, before you think about giving them the service, before you think about how you could upgrade the service for them. Did you complete your portfolio before you exit that one? No, you didn't start. You didn't start, so you didn't finish. And it's the sad thing about it. It's the bloody sad thing about it. As you get a position, your tongue switch. The same tongue will say, hey, your mother so and so. It's the same tongue will say, hey, how you looking so nice. It's the same tongue in your mouth. It's the very same tongue in your mouth. But I'll be right here after the 28th of April. Right here. So Trinidad and Tobago, as we continue our news tonight. 2386716 is the phone line to call in. Less than 2 weeks before the 2025 general election, the People's National Movement, PNM, has unveiled its manifesto promising a bold new chapter of national transformation. We had 9 years and we didn't see it. Keep that in mind. 9 years. Oh, I forgot. Stuart Young said we were defending Trinidad and Tobago. They were defending Trinidad and Tobago. 9 years to defend Trinidad and Tobago. What were you defending? I want to hear Stuart Young say what are some of the things he was defending. Prime Minister Young acknowledged the various hurdles the government has had to overcome, as well as new challenges, such as geopolitical shifts that have shaped the blueprint. Oh, trust me, we saw what become of that in the St. Joseph area. Imagine you cut one margin in two. You cut one margin in two to get 2 seats. Hey, you look good, yes? Now, Young outlined 6 strategies prioritized, aimed at modernizing, government enhancing safety, and building a more exclusive and prosperous economy. Serious? It's sad, boy. Keys among these is the establishment of a modernized government throughout decentralization, and improved coordination. Young announced the creation of a Ministry of Implementation and Efficiency. So as I set the money now, going to this ministry, so all the time, all those ministries, they can't be held accountable. Why? Young talk about new land for new homeowners, that you're going to give them the plan and you're going to help them between 1 million and 1.5 million. We have thousands of HTC house put on there. Thousands where citizens could hardly get. But all you want to start them on free land? All you build house and all you can't give them. You want to give them land to do what? If they can't qualify for a house there, you think they go build one? Young common sense. If you build a house and it have a recommendation to qualify for a house, and then I reaching that for $1 million, you think if you give them land, they can qualify to get a loan to build a house for 1.5 million? Young, oh gosh, man. I know you're born in Trinidad, but don't let we look so stupid one time now. Don't let the international viewers see you as a Trinbagonian individual and have all that we looking dotish now. Don't do that now, brother man. You're insulting Trinidad and Tobago. You're insulting Trinidad and Tobago. You're insulting the brilliant minds of Trinidad and Tobago when they make statements like that on platforms. Call a good night.
Hello?
Go right ahead, you're live.
Yeah. Hello, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Saeed, so
Good night.
long as PNM in government, we will all be slaves. And I'll tell you why. Under Eric Williams, a white man take all the money, Johnny O'Halloran. He went and built up a prize building in Canada. We get anything, we are slaves. You come down to Manin. Manin had a white man in over 14 prize companies in this country. Every month he collected a big salary of 14 people. He take all the money and he gone. What we get? We only get crumbs. We get nothing. We are slaves. And then you come here with this man here, Keith Rowley. He put a white man to close down petrol train. Pay him big money. That man gone away. We lost your work. We ain't get nothing. You come and you put our next white man in the parliament as the finance minister. He laughing at me and raising prices and taxes every day. And what we get? We are well slaves under this PNM. And the talk is PNM till we die. No, it's slavery till we die. So I want to respond on that, Mr. Ali. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. So viewers, listen to this, Attorney Prakash Ramada have stated that the government had promised to pay the divers $1 million, right? Now, Prakash Ramada have stated that the government has missed his deadline to pay the $1 million it had promised for each of the 5 victims of the Paria diving tragedy. Ramada said he sent a letter to Prime Minister Stuart Young a week ago, but had only gotten a reply acknowledging the receipt of the letter. That's all he got. We received your letter. That's all they got. Now, he previously called on the government to pay the $1 million promised to the divers' families and the lone survivor Christopher Budram by April 14th. Look at this.
Well, first of all, it is a little bit too little and terribly late. These are calls that we had made to the government as a political decision based on what is right and proper, what is decent, what is ethical, what is fair. And they had refused it to be passed repeatedly. For him to come now just before an election, great. The families need the money. And if it is that a check is available, don't tell me, show me. Don't wait as a promise until after the election If you should win, then it doesn't materialize, and worse yet, if you lose, then no. Send the check.
Now, viewers, on April 3rd, the post-cabinet briefing, Young said the government would make payment, but did not give a date. So is he using it for politics to the families and just to show Trinidad and Tobago that, okay, yes, we the government is going to give the diverse family $1 million? Is that a slip of the tongue? Is that a slip of the tongue like the 5% you say people not hearing the truth? We'll wait and see. Young blame the delay on Paria and LMCS making any payment on alleged wrangling between attorneys representing each company ensures Paria and LMCS. Just recently, LMCS owner came out and tell the families to take the $1 million. So how there could be a back and forth thing now? Mullen Young role in the April 20th general election, Ramada said, maybe he's too caught up in the politicking to consider that the promise should have been met. Sad, eh? It's sad. Is that a politic? Well, Trinidad and Tobago, let's wait till the end of April and then we're going to see. Moving along, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Intelligence and Investigation, Suzette Martin, have stated that investigators will return to the Director of Public Prosecution, the DPP, this week for advice relating to the ongoing probe into suspended Police Commissioner Erla Christopher. Hold on. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to hear what they have to say.
We'll be right back.
Real Talk Financing is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit for 5 years and over with upfront interest. Contact our central office at 238-6716 or our San Fernando office at 242-9944. You don't want to miss this great opportunity. Invest today and watch your investment work for you.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
You a curveball and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real public concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, Susan Martin have stated that investigation will return to the Director of Public Prosecution, the DPP, this week for advice relating to the ongoing probe into suspended Police Commissioner Erla Christopher. Listen to this.
Yes, so we revisited DPP on 2 occasions, and we are going to visit him before the end of this week, and we'll be able to give you a feedback.
The police are scheduled to return to the DPP Roger Gasper to present their case, following which a determination can be made on what charges, if any, Hayward Christopher might be facing. The embattled top cop was arrested at her office on January 30th in relation to a probe into the procurement and importation of 2 sniper rifles for the Strategic Service Agency, that is the SSA. Following extensive questioning by investigators, she was later taken to the St. Clair police station, where she was detained for 2 days before being released on January 1st without charges. Acting Commissioner of Police, Juna Benjamin, was appointed by the Police Service Commission on February 6th after suspending Hayward Christopher on January 31st. Listen to this.
What I would like to say about that is that there is a process that is going on, and we await the results of the process to determine exactly the final outcome of that.
Now, viewers, speaking on the issue, Minister of National Security Marvin Gonzalez says that the government has no part to play in selecting a commissioner of police. Now, listen to this part.
The Ministry of National Security and the government of Trinidad and Tobago, we are not participating, we are not involved, we are not a party to this process, and there's no way we are being provided with any update on this particular matter. As I can tell you that since I have been on this chair going on a month now, I have had no such briefing on the status of this particular investigation. The government will await the outcome of these processes that are being managed by an independent commission, which is the Police Service Commission, dealing with the selection and the filling of the vacancy of the Commissioner of Police, the Director of Public Prosecution advising the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service with respect to the ongoing investigation concerning the substantive Commissioner of Police. We just have to await the outcome of these processes, and once they are completed, the government will follow the law and do what it's supposed to do in accordance with the Constitution.
So Marvin says government have no part in this. So I just want to remind Marvin that Kid Rowley was a man who said, I am that individual, I am that high-ranking individual that went to the president. Marvin, you forgot that part. I realized that I got a little senile there. But nevertheless, let me hope the senile continue. Let me hope it continue. You forgot. How could you forget something like that and make such a statement? Well, I hope your senile memories really hit you. Yeah. I'm really hoping that it hit you. Trying to make you all remember that? So if the government have no part to play in selecting commissioners, why did Dr. Keith Rowley went to the president to scrap the merit list? It's simple. Why? I really hope you get senile now, you know. Since the plane you forget. That's the same government you representing all the time. You forget that too? Well, I really hope the senile kicks in. And you really forget things that you're supposed to do. Call a good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed. Great program as usual. I wanted to help me with something here.
Tell me.
As a reputable spiritual man, a renowned reputable spiritual man, I had a dream. And that fella Gonzalez is talking about, I dream Patos. I dream Patrick Manning. And Patrick Manning is talking on a platform. But the platform he's talking to is not like a political platform with supporters of the PNM. He's talking to the nation of this country and he's shouting. And he's saying, I warned you all in 2015 about the most notorious dictator. This man and you all did not heed my call. He said, Idi Amin brother, right? So he said, you all did not heed my call. That man destroyed this country so badly. He said, I am here to warn you all again. Do not vote for the PNM. They are dangerous. That red party, do not vote for them. He warned us about Stuart Young. He said Stuart Young must get 0. He must lose his seat. And he said there's a girl, a lady called Sagram Singh. He said that lady is very arrogant and hasty. He said she's just like Rowley behavior. And I'm warning you all again. Do not vote for she. Do not let she see the corridors of Parliament. And as he was saying that, a fella came up with blood dripping from his mouth. When we look at him going, it was Dan Paul, that Minister of Finance. Dan Paul take the blood. He said, I want blood, I want blood. And he heading to the Unit Trust Corporation. He said, anybody have more than $2,500 in Unit Trust, I am going to take it from you. You have nothing, you lose everything. So Patrick Manning said, you see what I told you all? They will take your money from the bank and all, Unit Trust. And here Patrick Manning, no. Patrick Manning said, citizens, run to Unit Trust. Take your money out and go to Real Talk. Go to Saieed and deposit your money in Saieed Credit Union. You're getting 5% on your fixed deposit and your interest upfront. Mr. Saeed, well, I don't know, explain to me what kind of dream is that, please. Thank you very much. You keep up a great work you're doing, Mr. Saeed.
If I'm going to explain that, it will take too long. I think I have a few shows to explain that. But nevertheless, citizens, listen to this, The executive of the TNT Police Service is pleased with the outcome of the recent concluded state of emergency, the SOE. Acting Commissioner of Police, Junior Benjamin, said the SOE achieved its intended purpose, which was to help the authorities get crime under control. Listen to this.
For the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, we can say that we are very much pleased with the outcome thus far of the state of emergency. Many have asked the question whether or not it was a success. We would want to just say at this point in time that we are grateful for the outcomes that we have seen thus far coming out of the state of emergency, understanding that the state of emergency was instituted because of the increased crime situation that occurred in 2024 in relation to the intelligence that was gathered, which suggested that there would be appraisal killings as it relates to gang warfare.
Call a good night.
A very, very good evening to you, Mr. Saeed. Mr. Saeed, what is wrong with these people? What is wrong with Junior Benjamin? What is wrong with Marvin Gonzalez? All the SOE yielded was tickets. It was a ticketing program as far as I'm concerned. Because crime going on unabated, murders, robberies, and things get worse. Nothing has changed. But he is satisfied, and Marvin is satisfied. Lord, all the best, Saeed.
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, listen to this, For the cooperative period, homicide moved from 160 in 2024 to 113 in 2025, while wounding and shooting went downwards from 209 in 2024 to 145 this year. Listen to this.
When we look at our statistics that we have seen a reduction in terms of our murders thus far. We have had thus far 113 homicides compared to 160 last year. We have seen a decrease in our woundings and shootings from 209 in 2024, we now have 145. We have seen a decrease in our robberies from 750 to 475 this year.
So now Trinidad and Tobago, I want you to understand something. If those figures are actually true, hear what I'm saying? If those figures is actually true, we want to commend the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Now, let's just hope it's true, eh? Let's just hope. Promising to maintain this successful move forward, Benjamin predicted a new normal for TNT. As he said, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service would be taking a lesson learned to keep the country and citizens safe. Benjamin.
I think overall that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, we are seeing a very good outlook in terms of our posture as we are now going past the SOE into now, I will consider this the new normal for Trinidad and Tobago. And as we continue to go there, we will go forward understanding that there are lessons learned, and we are going to take those lessons learned to develop and also to reinforce those things that must be done, those strategies that we must employ to ensure that we continue to keep and to make Trinidad and Tobago safe once again.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, I just want to read back something for you all. For the cooperative period, homicide have moved from 160 in 2024 to 113 in 2025. Trinidad and Tobago, I want you to understand something. Today is the 16th of April, 2025. And the murder rate in this country is 118. 118. Compare to the 113 in 2025 that our beloved commissioner is saying. Keep that in mind, eh? Keep that in mind. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, we want to hear what Monilal have to say concerning the state of emergency and the failures after this.
We'll be right back.
Real Talk Financing is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit for 5 years and over with upfront interest. Contact our central office at 238-6716 or our San Fernando office at 242-9944. You don't want to miss this great opportunity. Invest today and watch your investment work for you.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
Now viewers, opposition candidate for Oropouche East, Dr. Monilal, have stated that the state of emergency, the SOE, has ended, but it was an AB eject failure, strongly differing with acting police commissioner Junior Benjamin that it was a win against spiraling crime. Listen to Monilal.
I want to acknowledge to you that we have just ended a state of emergency. How many of you really know that? Did you feel any different? Did you feel safer? Were you less likely to be robbed? Were you less likely to be a victim of home invasion? This has been a complete failure, mismanaged, misconceived, misadvised by the government of Trinidad and Tobago, led by Stuart Young and Keith Rowley. They are now a two-headed snake. I want to ask them tonight, who is your leader? One leader pops up one day, the next leader pop up the next day. Brothers and sisters, they are desperate.
He stated that Young was clueless about fighting crime, even though he once held the portfolio of National Security Minister. Monilal asked again, where were they for the past 10 years? You would think they were in opposition. Monilal.
Did you hear them? They are coming now with promises to deal with housing and land and crime and everything conceivable under the sun. Where were they for 10 years? You would think that they were the opposition. Suddenly, Stuart Young wake up. He said, we have a crime plan. But why the hell you didn't put the crime plan 10 years ago and save 5,000 lives? Why? But you see, he listens to Kamala Prasad-Bissessa because Mrs. Prasad-Bissessa has been outlining for several years our robust anti-crime agenda.
Now, to ask the question, what were the PNM government doing for the last 9 years? According to Stuart Young, they were gaining experience. They were defending Trinidad and Tobago. They were making sure that forex problem occur. They were making sure that no growth in Trinidad and Tobago. They were making sure that we don't have money to do nothing. They were making sure that you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, wean off the government. You all remember that? You all remember that? Listen to this.
We have heard the cries and people asking, well, you were there for 9 years, why you didn't do it? In those 9 years, we were defending Trinidad. In those 9 years.
In what way? You see, I am going to ask Stuart Young this from now until the general election. You all were gaining experience for 9 years. Road is not better. Cost of living is not better. We still can't get 24-hour water supply. Electricity is in some community. Street lighting is a problem. Crime on the rise. The refinery shut down. No generation of forex to Trinidad and Tobago. Money gone missing. So these are the things you are defending? What experience did you gain in the 9 years, Stuart Young? From Dr. Keith Rowley? What? Tell Trinidad and Tobago of some of the experience that you gain. So now that you have finished 9 years, now it's your turn to be Prime Minister. Did you give advice to Dr. Rowley? Well, you know, if you treat the people good, we will the next 5 years. But it's sad to see that what I experienced with Young is that while the chief personnel officer and the former Minister of Finance, Klangenberg, is telling the citizens that you cannot get more than 4%, Stuart Young said the Union of Trinidad and Tobago were feeding wrong information to the public. So all this time, when the CPO was saying 4%, all this time when the port worker had to down their tool and go back to work, all this time when everybody was saying we're not taking 4%, why the hell Stuart Young did not come out and say last year that the union misleading earlier is really 5%? Where was Stuart Young when Imbert said 5%? Is that how you take it or you go home? 4% by mistake. Where was Stuart Young? Where was Stuart Young? So all the public servant now that is wearing the red t-shirt, like I say, I'm not affiliated with political parties, you know. I am not. Because many of you, while under the PNM administration, while under the UNC administration, let's still have a hole in front of your house. Let's still have a hole in front of your house. Cane farmers are yet to receive land. Cane farmers are yet to receive payments. Are you forgetting? I'm happy you all forgotten. It is my job now to remind you all of what you faced. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, this is the reality that we are living in. This is the reality. Like I said, I want you all to take all your time. Take all your time. Don't rush to vote. Think about the last 9 years. Think about the last 15 years. The United National Congress is calling for the immediate removal of another electoral or Election and Boundaries Commission EBC returning officer, this time from San Fernando East constituency. The party is accusing the returning officer of misconduct while sorting ballot box containing votes from the special electors in the constituency on Monday. UNC San Fernando East campaign manager Wendy Lewis, who attended the exercise, claimed the ABC officer acted irregularly and by asking those present to sign a blank piece of paper instead of the required A45 form before sealing the ballot box. She said at the end of the exercise, he also did not seal the box in the presence of all agents. She alleged that officer explained his action by saying he was flustered. With what? Flustered with what? She also claimed he called her 2 hours after the process was completed, asking her to return so he could seal the box in her presence. However, by her account, the People's National Movement, PNM, witness left before the ballot box were even counted. Oh, let's listen to this.
The call on behalf of my candidate, Mr. John Michael Ali Bokas, is for the immediate removal of the returning officer, Mr. Batu, and to reduce the process. Scrap the entire process. Have it redone, given all the evidential irregularities. Thank you.
I mean, why this? Why all this? So the person who's supposed to sign, the person who's supposed to seal, the person who's supposed to count, why you all just didn't do what you had to do? Now your name is stinking up all over. Is that a good thing for you? I don't know. Unless you like your name stinking up all over the place. I mean, how hard it is to do the correct thing in Trinidad? How hard it is? We have seen the present administration, especially the energy sector. 2 individuals came from Nigeria. No, one from Nigeria, one from India. Bad character, financial problem. Wrong statement they're presenting. Some kind of crookery they're doing in their whole country. It's real sad, you know. And the Minister of Energy okay with all these things, you know. They're okay with these things. Call a good night.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Saeed. Great show again, man, and good night to your staff.
Thank you,
Mr.
my
Saeed
friend.
Ali, why Mr. Stuart Young making himself look like such a stupidity in the public domain and expect the public to vote for him? He is telling the public, big and bold, that if UNC tell earlier that them PNM closed down Petrotrain, tell them they're blasting lies. But hear what I am saying. He is saying that them is restructuring Petrotrain. But from 2018 to 2025 is 7 years, Mr. Saeed Ali.
Correct.
You want to tell me you still restructuring the Petrotrain? Mr. Saeed, you is a businessman. If you have to do some changes in one of your business to make sure that your business make a profit, and you will know exactly what to do, it will take you 7 years.
Yes.
7 years. This man continuing to go on political platforms and make himself look so stupid. And he wants people to go and vote for him. I don't understand it. This something wrong in Mr. Saeed. Something is wrong. And the next thing, Mr. Saeed, where is the public observers for this election? Where is the international observers? Where is the Caribbean observers? It's less than 3 weeks for this election and them haven't come to Trinidad yet to see anything concerning EBC. So I am saying to you, Mr. Saeed, and to Trinidad and Tobago, that this PNM government going to thief the election again because they have no public observers to stop that from happening. You have a good night, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, I want you to understand something. And this is something I keep saying on my program. That is why it is get things done. I do not support any political party. I hold the party that is in power accountable. I call upon ministers. I call up on councillors to find out what is the key back. And for the last 8 years, I have been doing that. If the UNC was in power, I would have been doing the very, very same thing. The very same thing. So hence the reason why I asked the opposition this question a few nights back. Where is the Minister of Finance for the opposition? Where is the Minister of Education? Where is the Minister of Health? Where is the Minister of Works and Transport for the opposition who was in power? Why are they not effective in the parliament for the last 8 or 9 years? Why? Why take a back seat? Because you're not in power? Know your job as an opposition is to press the ruling parties for answers, for transparency, for accountability. Where were you all? That is why I will always say, I love the way Keith Rowley presents himself. You know why? He is bold. He is brave. He will tell you as it is. I am the government. So why on the opposition side now? Why they didn't say, you know what? We are the opposition and we demand accountability. I don't care if you use the ruling party. We want accountability. We want transparency. Where were those on the opposition? Where were those on the opposition? You see, everybody would go on platforms. Everybody would go on social media platforms. And you would yap the tulip on the tongue that God gave you. But you see, actually doing the work and getting the praise by the people, that is a mastermind by itself. Going up on a platform and lying to the public only gives you a bad name that you have to live with the rest of your life. That is what you get. Does that help your character? No, it taints your character. Keith Rowley said, I left Trinidad in a better state. I'm a businessman, owning 2 financial institutions, and I get in trouble to get US currency. But he left Trinidad and Tobago in a better state. They rushed to open a hospital. They opened the structure of the hospital. They rushed to open the airport. They opened the structure of the airport. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, I have come to the end of my program for tonight. Our rerun of this program is tomorrow from 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. We'll be right back here another night. Remember, 5% on an interest is the highest any financial institution paying in Trinidad and Tobago. Where? Only at Real Talk. So if you want to make an investment, there's the phone number. Call the office, set up an appointment. Until we meet again, good night.